Mexican President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador raised controversy in the Latin American nation as he announced that he won't attend an event in support of Ukraine's victim of the Russian invasion, and instead he actually said that he will only send a video opposing the war. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau invited Mexican President Lopez Obrador to the event. He is essentially convening with the European Union's Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, which main goal is basically to raise the maximum amount of funds possible for the Ukrainian refugees. So this was basically a huge opportunity, a golden opportunity for President Lopez Obrador to ditch rumors that he's essentially supporting a Russian dictator, Vladimir Putin, and that he has been too accommodating to the Kremlin, to Moscow. So the leftist President Lopez Obrador, who has sought to remain neutral in this invasion of Ukraine, he noted that his country and his government had itself suffered this type of situation. He claimed that Mexico, since the beginning of its history, has suffered invasions at the hands of France, Spain, and of course the United States. In addition to these words, President Lopez Obrador also pointed out that the United Nations didn't do its job well in regards, of course, to the situation that is taking place in Ukraine, calling the war a failure of politics and urging dialogue. Moreover, President Lopez Obrador also spoke against suggestions that pro-Russian politicians inside the Mexican Congress should have their U.S. travel visas revoked. So this is clearly the latest example of how the Kremlin has managed to establish a lot of alliances along the left-wing governments in Latin America. This has happened since the rise of Venezuelan former dictator Hugo Chavez. And of course, the Cuban dictatorship, the Castro dictatorship in Cuba, when Fidel was alive, and eventually when his brother Raúl took the reign of power in Havana. So this is definitely the latest example of how left-wing governments in Latin America are totally aligned with the Kremlin. Of course, this case of Lopez Obrador remains a little bit surprising because many people actually thought that he would move away from the Kremlin, given the fact that this invasion of Ukraine is controversial enough to hurt his popularity. However, he has refused to take this step, and of course what we are watching right now in the Mexican government is just a shame. It's simply a shameful episode of Mexican politics that basically shows how an authoritarian and populist leader doesn't have any kind of problem with aligning with the worst types of authoritarian regimes in the world. Reporting from Medellín, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.